And one could argue that in some of those some other climes or some of those other countries, the people there can testify to the impact in alleviating the sufferings of the people in those countries, mitigating the sufferings that they might be going through. Is that the case here? Is this must be a lot of money that we're spending if we're paying 1.6 million households 10,000 naira bi-monthly. That is a lot of money. We're probably talking about billions of naira. Is it, in your estimation, really mitigating the suffering among the citizens? Let's talk about this for a bit. Lines open. Call 0817 923 0002. Also, you may call 0817 923 0003 or 0007. We are live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. We're also on Twitter and YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. And do remember, like and follow our pages as applicable. Let's take a quick comment here. This increases Nigerian sufferings because the money goes to their political associates and loyalists, not suffering Nigerians. That's on Kadito. Kadito, just because you don't get it, does that mean others don't get it and their sufferings are not being mitigated? Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, Dayo.
Hello, go ahead.
Yeah. Whooping 16 billion.
Pardon me?
Bro, that is absolutely, that's low thinking.
How so?
I for one can use 16 billion to create 2 million jobs, direct jobs to individuals. And if you allow me, after a year, I'll do another 2 million jobs.
What kind of jobs would you create?
My brother, I will use the Atlantic, the waterways to create fishery jobs that will move into the hinterlands. I will do agro-allied. I won't even want to stress it. I will go basically into agro-allied. We have 400 million population in Nigeria. I will do 16 billion to feed 10 million. Because a square meter, 1,600 of cassava stem can give you 50 kg bag of gari. Million from that, and I'll do a book. Oh, Jesus Christ! That is just for agro-allied alone. I'm not going to talk about entertainment, arena, and all. So these people are not thinking.
But if the money is going to hold on just a moment. If the money is going to 1.6 million households, that means that a lot more than the 2 million you are talking about are getting that money right now.
They are getting 1.6 million households.
Yes.
I'll be doing individuals, 2 million persons. That's what I would do in a year. That is a direct job, not an indirect one. Because I know when I do it, indirect people will still come into the system. I mean, retailers will come in because I will do basically production. So retailers will come in, wholesalers will come in, which is indirect. Then fall down to the consumers.
So, by the way, once again, 1.6 million households comprises, according to the government's data, 1.6 million households amounts to more than 8 million individuals.
8 million individuals, 10,000. How much are they going to eat from the rate of food inflation? 10,000 naira. What are they going to do for how many persons in their household? You look at it now. How much is palm oil? How much is gari? How much is melon? For 10K. Can you feed them for 2 weeks?
But social investment programs exist in many countries of the world.
It is when they exhausted the human capacity. That is when they start thinking of people that are vulnerable.
Oh my. Was that really the case? Are you saying that they've exhausted human capacity in these countries? Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, Daya. Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for the good work you're doing. My name is B.O.V. Can I talk about last minute looting?
Can you talk about what?
Last minute looting.
No, you can't. No.
Okay. Concerning this one you're talking now.
Yes.
You see, that money, one man said before that Nigeria is fantastically corrupt. They create avenue to siphon money. In other Western world, people without job, you can go out where you can eat food, subsidized rate. Maybe you come out from school, no job yet, you won't be hungry. They give you home, you can stay, and then pay for this and all. You are self-help. Tell me, apart from maybe some of these hospitals that travel abroad, where can you go and have a good hospital to access help? That money would have done the capital project that people in their localities can access good health. The poor, you say you give 10,000 naira. How long and how far can you go to sustain them? You are giving somebody food for one day. What is 10,000 naira? It's something, 1 million households. This was happening money. My job is a job of reckoning. Every give account of how you do whatever operation you are. If it works happening money, it doesn't work at all. Because that money would have been used for a capital project, like I said, health, or students who are leaving school. You can make them have some stipends monthly, or people who are doing business, assist them in one way or another, so that they have like roads, create avenue for people to bring in goods without too much taxation, and all those things. Okay, when we hear that Egypt blocked our people from Sudan not to enter. This is Nigeria. That day that they will enter Nigeria, they won't stop them. Nothing will stop them. And the event has to call, they do their check-up, HIV, everything before they allow them in. Nigeria, our border is porous. What is giving 10,000 to Nigeria? Those are my words happening money.
Okay, all right. By the way, let's do some math here. 10,000 naira to 1.8, I believe. 1.6 million households bi-monthly. So let's say that's every 2 months. Comes to, like the previous caller mentioned, comes to 16 billion naira bi-monthly, which is, in this instance, let's say every 2 months. That's 16 billion naira every 2 months. So in a year, if we say that's spent every 2 months, that means they have to come up with 16 billion naira 6 times. That's 12 months divided by 2. That gives 6. So that's 16 billion naira multiplied by 6. That's 96 billion naira is what the government is spending on this particular social investment program, giving 10,000 naira bi-monthly to 1.6 million poor households to mitigate the sufferings of the citizens. 96 billion naira annually. Is it mitigating their sufferings, really? Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, good evening, Dayo.
All right, go on.
Yeah, okay, Dayo, if we be sincere to ourselves, what the government is doing is totally wrong. I know in some climes, there are some ways that the governments of those countries provide social support to the vulnerable, but the way it is being done in Nigeria, it's totally wrong in my opinion, if you ask me.
What's wrong with it?
Now, you just made some calculations, and I bet you will agree with me that money will not in any way sustain those people beyond a day or two. So what have you achieved at the end of the day? I think the government should have had a program of empowerment by way of making these people acquire skills that will sustain them. Even when you're giving them this money, it should be for a defined period, say 6 months, 1 year, and then you put them in a program that will make them independent of government.
For example, what kind of program? What kind of program?
Households in Nigeria, that are vulnerable, that are very, poor.
Yes.
So you have like a sequence We take care of this for 1 year, get them empowered, get them settled, then they move on, and we take the next, set of poor households. But I don't think the government has any of this program in place. So you keep throwing money at the problem without addressing the root cause of the problem. So at the end of the day, you end up achieving nothing.
What kind of skills should government have trained them in, for example?
If you have some male members of the family who can go and become bricklayers, assuming they don't have maybe formal education or degree that could get them white collar jobs, as the case may be.
So if you train this person,
so
if you train this person in bricklaying, I mean, what is the volume of construction work that we have going on in the country? How many houses are being built? So I hope you're aware of what the housing.
I understand, Dayo. I'm just using that as an example. Okay, if it is farming, assuming they live in a rural area where agriculture could thrive, they could be encouraged to go into farming. I just use the bricklayer thing as an instance. All right. So there should be a way of empowering these people, because it's not sustainable in any way. How long are you going to continue like this? The money cannot even put food on the table. Me personally, I family with over 250,000 naira.
The family is not listed on this 1.6 million poor and vulnerable households.
It all boils down to the inflation rate in Nigeria. 10 years back, it wasn't so. By the time you spend 80, 60, 65, 70, 80,000 naira, the family are okay. But it's no longer that way. All right? So we can't continue like this. We cannot. It is not sustainable in any way. The government should begin to think outside of the box. Okay, we talked about, earlier on, we talked about creating an enabling environment. The government has to create an enabling environment for foreign direct investment. I remember that you're growing up in Lagos in the 90s. In the 90s, early 90s, mid-90s, unless you don't want to work in Lagos, that you will not have job. There were textile industries. I had a time with them when I was waiting, when I just finished secondary school.
That should be Aswani, I think.
All right. They were Hello?
Was that Aswani?
What did you say?
Was that Aswani?
Yeah, no, I worked with Texlon.
Oh, okay.
Texlon was along.
Sorry, I have to go.
I
have to go for commercial break now. Headlines 5:30. Discussions continue afterwards. Do please stay with us.
You are tuned in.
I can tell you for a fact that when it
that the Minister for State, Jesus Kiamu, said he created. That thing, I don't know what. So also this one. So this morning we're eventually going to the drain. Nobody will account for it. So there's nothing about that. That thing will not benefit the citizen.
How do you know that? Just because you don't know anybody who's got it does not mean other persons are not getting it.
Okay, even if I don't know, do you know?
That's besides the point. It's just two of us out of 200 million people or so.
I'm sure relatives, none of them know. So the government take us for as if we are fools. Not everyone. The purpose is this: the statistics is not there. They know Nigerians are not good at finance information like this, and some of them in your own profession are not doing what's it called, investigative journalism.
Oh, okay.
To tell the public that this is what government claimed this, and this is the amount that was spent. But nobody does that. They have fear. If you go for that, maybe your station could be fine.
I'm not sure that's how it works. I'm not sure that's how it works exactly. Anyways.
It's coming.
Oh my. Sonny Ivan Facebook goes, this money will not reach the poor mass, and it will still go to the political hands, my brother. Amadi Inehurucha goes, at least it can help in a little way, but the question is, will they fulfill it? For how long will they be paying this money when they politicize it? Lots of questions in my head. And Justin Gordon on Facebook goes, misplaced priority. 91.3, welcome. Hello. All right, 10K once in 2 months cannot mitigate poverty in Nigeria. Can this money be invested in? Money be invested in companies? 96 billion naira company will create lifetime job opportunities for millions of graduates. The importance of this handout is super negligible with respect to the rate of inflation. Hello.
Hello, Daya. Good afternoon.
Hello, go on.
Yeah, Daya, I think that, so me, I would say the federal government to stop giving out this money and rather do something better than this. Like, for instance, today, I went to the federal secretariat to fill in that NDE unemployed persons in Nigeria. You need to see the crowd of people coming to write names. And I look at the age bracket from 30 to 45 years, jobless. They have several columns here where you will feel. Some people have not got a job for the last 5 years, this and that. Some people are like what I wrote down, catering. So what will 10,000 do? What will 10,000 do in this kind of thing?
There are people who need. So are you saying that if someone were to give you 10,000 right now, you would reject it?
I will not reject it.
Okay. So why don't you respond by saying what will 10,000 naira do for me and then reject it? No, really.
I will reject it,
but what will 10,000 do for you? Why would you accept it?
I accept it because I want to
Hello. Hello, are you there? Oh my. 91.3, welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, go ahead, please.
Yes, now this amount, 10,000 naira, is too small. Let the federal government increase it to 20,000 because the inflation now is too high. 50,000 naira now cannot even serve 1 or 2 persons in a month.
So 20,000 so 20,000 will be better.
It's not good. It's not good. Too small. That's for me.
Okay. More messages here. Good evening, Dar. In Kana LJ, my mother's name and others was successfully documented for the social program, but they have not been paid. The program is used to enrich the rich. Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, go ahead.
I'm Yadebera Adile, calling from Aba.
Go ahead.
I know two people that have received government poverty alleviation money,
Okay.
if I could call it that.
I guess you
But
may
they
call
are
it
teachers.
that.
Okay, one is a lecturer, one is teacher.
One is a lecturer.
I know them. One is a lecturer, one is a teacher.
And they,
around me.
They received the 10,000 naira.
No, not this 10,000 naira, not this current one.
Which one did they receive?
That was, I think, last year. Yeah.
How much did they
last
receive?
Last year, before last.
How much did they receive?
It should be, I think, 30,000 naira. Either 15 or 30. Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to say something.
Go ahead.
Government is trying to make people to reap where they do not sow, and they're making it a tradition.
How do you mean?
This is wrong. Let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
Do you know that China told Nigeria to produce cassava, no matter the quantity that they will buy? And that would have provided employment for thousands of people. And yet they are channeling money to those who are not even hungry. Of course, the two people I know are working. They're not hungry. So, building their economy, while actually what they are doing is just to make people to believe in tradition of reaping where they are not sowing. Yet people are suffering. What is wrong in providing large-scale farms where unemployed youth can go? Then put them to 30,000 naira as allowance. If you want to work, it's not compulsory. Just go there, work. At the end of the month, you receive the money. But do the food. For instance, in India, do you know in India they have different places where people go and eat food freely per day? I know a Nigerian that traveled to India. We saw like stranded Nigerians who are eating food in such places. But here we are doing things that do not benefit our economy at all. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. But Nigerians are not suffering at all. All the statistics about poverty in Nigeria are just the fabrication of political opponents who are trying to put the good efforts of the government in bad light. FG shouldn't worry about it. Nigerians are not suffering. We could use that to pay off a little part of the ever-increasing national debt. We've not forgotten the COVID-19 palliative saga. We know where this would also go. That's from Mike. 91.3, hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, go on.
My name is Ifan. I'm calling from news.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. I think you're talking about the 10,000 naira the federal government promised to give people to cushion the
No, it's already given, not promised to.
Have you collected your own?
Well, it's not for everybody.
Oh, I don't know anybody that has gotten anyway. But
Turn off your radio set, please.
I don't think that will be of any significance. It's going to make any impact in, the domestic economy, that's the household.
Why do you think so?
When this, what do you call it, the subsidy will be removed, the 10,000 naira cannot even help you solve the problem of transportation that you are going to face. Not to talk of the rise in price of food that is going to come with it. So Nigeria should just prepare themselves for the worst, because this thing is not going to make any reasonable impact on the economy of the country and the individuals.
So I think that is what I know.
Okay. Do you agree with him? Do you feel different? Still got some time to go before 6 p.m. The major news is up at 6. Open season is up after that. Good evening, Dar. I feel very confused when I listen to most callers on the show. Most people calling to condemn the government today for making cash transfers to the most vulnerable Nigerians would call in to abuse the government if they had heard on the news that a neighboring country is the one giving such support to their poor citizens and not Nigeria. The real people who benefit from the program would likely not be able to afford to call into the show, but I can assure you the program is making so much difference for them and their families, not some influence. Good evening. Can't wait for this government to exit come May. They're insulting our sensibilities. Enough of all of this. Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, Dayo.
Yeah, go on.
You know, of least you could feel the pulse of the people from all the calls that you've been receiving. We are being governed by people who are not truthful. Yes, ordinarily, politicians are usually not honest people. But we have people here who are, on the fact that they are not honest, they are very heartless. Everybody is telling you. However, I know from the calls we're receiving here, it's just a very small sample to actually believe that people did actually receive that money. Or let's even say people receive. What exactly is 10,000 naira? If you live in Rumosi and you're going to work at, let's say, Slaughter, if you go and come back on daily basis, you must have spent 600 naira. That means if you go to work and did not eat and did not drink water or any other thing, what it means is that in about 14 days, 10,000 naira is gone. On transport of one person, you did not drink water, you did not buy bole, nothing, just on going and coming, 10,000 is gone. So what exactly is 10,000 naira? What are these people even saying?
Very likely, this household that's receiving this 10,000 naira, very likely the person is not living at Rumosi and going to work at Slaughter. If the person were doing that,
of course, I am okay.
If the person were doing that, the person may not need that 10,000 naira monthly. I mean, everybody can.
Who live in Rumosi? Who don't live below the poverty line?
No, you're missing my point.
I'm saying, and maybe they are going to work or market in that what's that place called? Oil Mill. They don't live below poverty line.
What is the poverty line? If you're able to spend 600 naira daily on transporting yourself to work and back only, you just did the math yourself now. So how can you say that person is living below the poverty line?
Sorry, I didn't get the last line.
You did the math yourself just now, saying that a person working in Rumosi, living in Rumosi, working at Slaughter may have to spend 600 naira daily transporting themselves to and from work. Now, if a person is able to spend 600 naira daily on just transporting themselves to work and back from work, I'm not sure you can say that person is living below the poverty line.
Of course, the person is living below poverty line. It's $2. Poverty line is $2 per day. $2 currently in Nigeria is 1,000. So for 30 days, it's 30,000 naira. So for somebody who is even spending 600 or 800 naira on transport alone, he's still living below poverty line, according to United Nations standards.
Once again, that's transporting themselves only. So are you saying all the person does for 1 month is simply to transport themselves? They don't do anything else. They only transport themselves for a month.
No, but the whole point I'm trying to make is
10,000
naira does not affect anybody's life positively in Nigeria currently. It does not. If you tell me, okay, for the 23 local governments in Rivers State, we are providing 200 buses for 23 local governments. With this amount, and so, people will feel it. How can you just come and share 10,000 naira? That how many? Who is even auditing it? Can they even give us the amount they have spent? Who and who even got it? You know, it's frustrating, but what can we say?
It's possible people benefit from this money, and the people might might not be many. I benefited from 30k for 3 months COVID-19 relief money. What I believe we need is infrastructure, especially power and business, to enable the environment. We will survive. That's from Joe. To be candid with you, if I were part of the poor, the poorest of the poor, I would suggest to the federal government to stop giving us fish but teach us how to fish. We have large and vast lands yet untapped for so many agricultural purposes. I'm willing to be enrolled into such programs to work and get my salary from there. There's dignity in labor. That's from Michael. Hi Dio, I don't believe our politicians. That's from Patoki. Well, that seems to be going around a lot these days. Via Facebook, Eba Dule goes, my mother is a beneficiary, but she was paid 40,000, only 5,000 monthly, not 10,000 as claimed. Also, Francis Namani on Facebook goes, employment opportunities should be created for the teeming unemployed used to mitigate suffering and hunger in this country. A reminder, we are nearing the 6 o'clock mark. The major news comes up top of the hour at 6. If you've missed out on some of on contributing to some of the issues on the show today, I'll take your thoughts after that during the open season segment that comes up after the major news at 6 p.m. Hello there. Please make some of your callers realize that they are using their own standard in town to judge others. Their own standard in towns to judge others. How will someone say 10k cannot make any difference in the life of any family today? Oh well. I think the other day some fellow called in to say he just spent was it 25,000 or so? Was there anyone listening that day? Can you remind me how much he said he just used in making egusi soup? You know, I'm sure that person does not qualify as one of those who is to be beneficiary of this 10,000 naira monthly social investment stipend. Obviously, if he spent that much making a pot of soup at one time, well, he might feel in a similar way as well. But I feel certain that 10,000 naira would go a long way, or at least go some way in the lives of some persons who may know how to transport themselves from Rumusi to Slaughter every day. Because a person who's living below the poverty line obviously can't afford to do that, obviously, in my estimation at least. Dio, it was 25,000 naira pot of soup. Oh, okay, so I remember correctly. Dio, good evening. Okay, folks are remembering. The amount used for the soup that day was 25,000. Okay, I guess lots of folks haven't forgotten that. Well, remarkably, even I didn't forget either, and I do forget a lot of things. Anyways, well, that's that. The jury is out as to whether or not this is a brilliant idea or not, as to whether or not even the implementation as well. Is it really getting to the people whom the government claims the money is getting to and all of that? But social investment programs may not be a terrible idea. As a matter of fact, we have different models being employed in all over the world. Once again, well, like I said, the jury is still out as far as the effectiveness of this program is in the country at the moment. Well, got a commercial break coming up shortly. Once again, major news up at 6 p.m. Deeply stay tuned. Hard Facts return shortly. The conversation never stops here.
The details.
The stories.
With the updates.
Your number one station for talk.